What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing out here today on this wonderful, fantastic Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing? Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat right now. I am rocking with the Arizona Cardinals chain right now. Things could not have been any better for the Arizona Cardinals in this game versus the Las Vegas Raiders. What a huge win for the Arizona Cardinals. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat right now. Welcome in, everybody. We are here to celebrate as one. We are here to celebrate as just a fan base, ladies and gentlemen. This game, let's be honest here, did not start the way that we all wanted it to start, right? And the cardiac cards, I guess, are back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk everything about this Arizona Cardinals versus Las Vegas Raiders game today. Overtime win. Let me add that here as well. Overtime win. So we're going to dive into all this together. Appreciate everybody for being here in the chat. If you guys have not quite yet already, smack the like button on this live stream. Come on, y'all. Do it for the Cardinals, man. Do it for the cardiac cards. Smack that like button on the video. We're about to get started here pretty soon. If you're watching me like this, definitely turn it over. Smack that like button and bring it right back. Guys, we're going to have a very good show today. We're going to talk everything Arizona Cardinals versus Las Vegas Raiders because, man, this game was not a game that I saw coming. And I do think that a lot of fans didn't see this game coming as well. The way that this game started, it was very, very disappointing, very, very heart-wrenching, very, very PTSD like, right? This game almost felt like it was very similar to week one. And I was kind of getting to the point where I'm like, my goodness, I cannot fathom to believe what the heck I'm seeing with my own eyes here. We have the talent. We have the franchise quarterback. We got the pieces on defense. Now, granted, not the whole defense, and I'm fully aware of that. Not the whole defense is great, but we got the pieces on defense. And what I saw in the very first half was absolutely mind-boggling. As an Arizona Cardinal fan, right, following them throughout the entirety of the offseason, I don't think that they did fantastic, but I don't think that they did as terribly as this first half entailed. So I'm absolutely super shocked that the Arizona Cardinals ended up winning this game. I am very shocked that the Arizona Cardinals ended up winning this game. Am I happy? Hell yes, I'm happy. I think the Arizona Cardinals deserve to win this game. It's a matter of fact of in Kyler Murray, we believe, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't quite done so already, definitely put some, fire emojis or even that little karate emoji on the comments below. I'm going to get to these contributions here pretty soon. I appreciate everybody for super chatting in. We're going to start this show here. We have a lot of different topics to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you my X factors or my MVPs of this game. We're going to talk about Kyler Murray. We're going to talk about a recap. We're going to dive into all that here pretty soon. But let's get to these contributions on the comments below. Let's get to my guy BBHALV coming up clutch. He says, whoever stepped up in halftime to light up this team, thank you. It seemed like Murray, because he carried the team on his back 110%. We're going to talk about Kyler Murray and all the hate that he's been getting throughout the entirety of this offseason. And this is right here. This is the reason why you pay your franchise quarterback $230 million, because he literally carried this team, placed it on his back, and he said, I want to win this game. 110%. Yeah, I agree. We're going to dive into Kyler Murray here pretty soon here as well. So let me get to these other contributions. We got Free Matter for the Blind coming up clutch. He says, let's go. What a win. K1 has to run the ball for our offense to be successful. Do you think we will lose when he doesn't run? Well, I mean, it's remained to be seen, right? I think that when we do open up our offense in that manner, I think when we open up our offense to the thought of Kyler Murray being that X factor, I think it opens up our offense in general. Now, I think the offense changed a lot the moment we started taking what the defense gave us. And what the defense was giving us was short passes. Give it to Zach Ertz. At one point, Zach Ertz got really frustrated with Kyler Murray because he was, constantly waving his hands back and forth. The first half didn't go our way at all. But I'm glad whatever happened, whatever kumbaya moment ended up coming together in half, they ended up fixing it. And I'm just really happy about that. So we're going to dive into all that here shortly, y'all. We got a new channel member. We got Mauricio Valdez and Nick. What's up, man? Thank you so very much for becoming a new channel member. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Let's dive right into it, right? We talked a little bit about this game, the way that like it didn't start the way that we wanted it to start, right? And I do believe we're going to start as a recap. So let's talk about this game here real quick. This game started with the Las Vegas Raiders doing what was like an 8 to 9 minute drive on offense, and the Arizona Cardinals couldn't get off the field. It was frustrating. It was to the point where I was frustrating. I was frustrated as a fan. I didn't like seeing what I saw because I was like, dude, what the heck is going on? This defense is a little better than this, at least in my mind. So that's how this game started, right? Right off the bat, they ended up just kind of milking the clock as much as they possibly can, and they ended up getting a touchdown. The Arizona Cardinals didn't do anything in the first quarter. Second quarter came in. The Vegas Raiders got a field goal, and then on top of that, they ended the quarter off with another field goal. Arizona Cardinals were 0. So they were sitting at, the score was 20-0 at that point going into the half. And there was already Raiders fans popping bottles. There was already Raiders fans living it up, living their best life. And it was pretty frustrating to see as Cardinal fans, right? It absolutely was. Now, second half comes around. The Arizona Cardinals do score a touchdown, 7 points for the Arizona Cardinals. And then the Raiders do get an additional 3 points on that third quarter. That is the only points that this Raiders team scored in the second half, ladies and gentlemen, because this defense actually stood up and actually made some plays. Shout out to Isaiah Simmons. Shout out to Zaven Collins for the plays that they ended up coming clutch because it was a thing of beauty to watch. The Arizona Cardinals went in there in the fourth quarter and gave them 16 unanswered points, and the Las Vegas Raiders couldn't do anything about it. We ended up converting two-point conversions, and they were a thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. We saw some things that I don't ever thought I was going to see in my life. Kyler Murray had all the time in the world to do these two-point conversions. There was one that he was sitting back there and ran it in himself. It was a thing of beauty. Going into overtime, Cardinals start off with the ball. Cardinals go for the fourth down. Don't convert it. Vegas Raiders are on the board. They're moving the ball down the field. And what ends up happening, the Arizona Cardinals fumble the ball. Raiders get it back. And a couple plays go by. Hunter Renfrow gets the ball. And then Isaiah Simmons comes up clutch and gets another fumble for the Arizona Cardinals. And what happens after that? Byron Murphy comes up clutch, scoops the ball, goes into the touchdown, and the rest is history. The Arizona Cardinals ends up winning this huge game. Now, this is a huge game, ladies and gentlemen. We could have possibly been 0-2 by the end of this game, and we're playing the we're playing the Los Angeles Rams next week. So it's not going to be it's not going to be easy. So the Arizona Cardinals did absolutely clutch for this fan base, because honestly, there was a lot of people that were kind of giving hope, a lot of people that were losing hope in this team, and I am one of those included as well. So I'm not going to lie to you. I was one of those that was freaking out. I already had my rant planned out for this video, but I'm so glad we don't have to do that. I'm so glad that the Arizona Cardinals ended up coming clutch, because this is the team that I know we are capable of being. So I'm so glad that that is the case. Let me give a big shout out to Davis Garcia coming up clutch with another contribution. He says, I admit I almost lost faith in the beginning. This game reminded me of the Seahawks game from 2 years ago. Happy we won. Well, you're not alone there, Davis. I was right there with you. I was on Twitter every second chance I can get. I was trying to get this fan base to hashtag fire Steve Keim. And I still do feel like hashtag fire Steve Keim is in order. But the way that this game ended up coming out for the Arizona Cardinals, you got it. You got to give hands down, right? To a defense that nobody believed that was able to get the job done. And I do believe that there's fans that actually, they're not wrong. They're not wrong, because, I mean, I don't feel like I was wrong. That first half was absolutely crap. That first half was absolutely garbage in what we ended up seeing. I'm actually just so surprised. I'm so happy that the Arizona Cardinals ended up coming clutch for us. Kyler Murray does a thing of beauty, right? Comes up and wins the game for us, right? That's the reason why Kyler Murray is a $230 million quarterback, because of what he can do with his legs. Whether you want to believe it or not, Kyler Murray deserves that payday. And we are now sitting 1-1 because Kyler Murray ended up coming up clutch for the Arizona Cardinal fan base for sure. So you're not alone there. You're not alone, Davis. I felt the exact same way. I was losing hope. I was losing everything as well, but thankfully we got the W and we can kind of move on to week 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. Now let's talk about this here real quick. Let's move on to subjects real quick. I want to talk about Kyler Murray, right? There was so much hate from Kyler Murray in this offseason. A lot of people were saying that Kyler Murray does not deserve this contract. A lot of people said that they should have waited, until this year because they had a couple more years in his contract. And Kyler Murray got paid early, right? This game right here should prove to all the naysayers. This game right here should prove to all the people that gave so much flack, so much hate to Kyler Murray. This is the game that we should be putting on tape and showing them. This is what a $230 million quarterback is going to do for you. This right here. So for all the people that were hating on Kyler Murray, for all the people that were saying he didn't deserve that contract, watch the highlights of this. For the last half of the third quarter to the fourth quarter, you were witnessing a thing of beauty in this game, ladies and gentlemen. You were watching a thing of absolute beauty. And if he wasn't a franchise quarterback, we wouldn't be winning this game. Because honestly, the way that this defense looked like, it was looking pretty bad. it was looking pretty darn bad. So Kyler Murray absolutely deserves this payday. And even if we waited, he would be more expensive next year. And I think that's one of the things that people don't really realize, that when the moment that the other quarterbacks get paid, this deal that we gave to Kyler Murray is going to be cheap. Trust me when I say this. This is going to be a bargain deal for the Arizona Cardinals. I would rather have gave him the contract in February, whatever. They didn't do it, but they had to pay another premium, and Kyler Murray is now wrapped up for the Arizona Cardinals. Let me get to my guy Freematter for the Blind with another contribution. He says, let's give major credit to the defense, as we would have lost if they hadn't turned it around. Facts. 110%. I was one of them, and I would fully admit this right now. I had no faith. I had no faith in this defense. I went to Twitter and I was like, this defense could not stop a nosebleed. That's what I said. I said this defense could not stop a nosebleed. They were that bad in the first half. Whatever happened in the second half, congratulations, because honestly, this does go to the defense. This is a huge win for the defense. Absolutely. 110%. 110%. Let's continue to talk about Kyler Murray here real quick before we jump into a different topic. I want to look at his stats and what he has done today. So Kyler Murray went 34 of 49. So he threw the ball close to 50 times. Almost 50 times Kyler Murray threw that ball. 277 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nothing too crazy, right? But look at his rushing stats. 5 carries, 28 yards, 1 touchdown. Kyler Murray literally put this team on his back. He did. He absolutely did. Huge. Now, I also do want to give a big shout out to the other running backs that came up clutch, right? We had 2 running backs today that actually did very, very well. Darrell Williams, 8 carries, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Eno Benjamin, 8 carries, 31 yards. Unfortunately, James Conner did end up going down, and he never was able to come back. So that sucks. Maybe we can get him over for the Rams game. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I'll keep you guys in the loop once I find out a little bit more on James Conner. But our running backs actually came up clutch for the Arizona Cardinals, 110%. Now, another person I want to talk about, Zach Ertz had a hell of a game. Zach Ertz, 8 receptions, 75 yards. Marquise Hollywood-Brown, 6 receptions, 68 yards. Greg Dortch, 4 receptions, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. AJ Green, 3 receptions, 16 yards. But man, he came out with a huge clutch play. And that was that 2-point conversion. That was that 2-point conversion for the Arizona Cardinals. Another contribution coming our way. He says Chandler Jones equals 0 sacks. Ended up putting a goose egg, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put some zeros in the chat here. Put some zeros in the chat. Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly. The way that this Raiders defense was harassing this Arizona Cardinal offensive line in the first half, it was kind of scary to see. It was Crosby that was doing most of the work for the Raiders. It was Crosby doing most of the work for the Raiders. Max Crosby. I mean, granted, he only had one sack, but I feel like he was always back there causing mischief, causing issues for Kyler Murray. So definitely, we got to give credit to where credit is due. Whatever the heck happened in halftime, keep doing that. Because this team came out fierce. This Arizona Cardinal team came out like they had a plan. This Arizona Cardinal team came out like I have not seen them play in over a year. And it's a crazy thing to say, ladies and gentlemen. It's a crazy thing to say. But this is the offense that I know that we're capable of. And it's a thing of beauty when Kyler Murray can get sticky. It's an absolute thing of beauty. We got my guy Back to the Constitution coming up clutch with the super sticker, with the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much for the contribution. I don't know how else to describe this game other than saying, wow, amazing. An absolute amazing game for the Arizona Cardinals. We deserve this, y'all. Arizona Cardinal fans that are in the chat, stand up. Please, fire emojis in the comments. I want to see these fire emojis flooding this chat so bad that I'm not able to see these contributions, which I'm still going to be able to, but just fire emoji it. We deserve this. The beatdown that we ended up seeing against the Kansas City Chiefs, this Arizona Cardinal fan base deserved this win. And for all the, the Raiders out there, honestly, your team did very well. I'm not going to take anything away from you guys. You guys did a great job on this Arizona Cardinal team. But this is an Arizona Cardinal team that came off a 11-win season. And we freaking deserved this win. We needed this win, and they came up clutch. Let's get to these contributions here. Again, you guys are flooding it up. Thank you so very much for the contributions. It means the world. Thank you so very much for supporting the channel. We got Illa Dre saying, Greg Dortch needs to stay on the field at all times. We're going to talk about Greg Dortch. I ended up putting a video out probably, I think it was Thursday or Friday of this last week, saying that Greg Dortch needs to be that guy in the slot permanently. That's what I said. And a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people were pissed off. People were like, what? You're giving up on Rondale Moore already? I have my reasons. Ladies and gentlemen. I honestly do feel in my heart of hearts that Greg Dortch is not going to let this opportunity go. He's going to do everything in his power to make this Arizona Cardinal team win. And if he needs to put something on his back, a team in his back, he will do it. And that's the reason I want Greg Dortch to constantly stay on the field, even when Rondale Moore is available and ready to go. Heck, if you need to bench AJ Green, bench him. Rondale Moore needs to stay on the field. I'm sorry, did I say Rondale Moore? Greg Dortch needs to stay on the field. If you need to bench AJ Green for a little bit when Rondale Moore comes back, Greg Dortch needs to stay on the field. Let me get to these couple contributions. We got MGO saying Devontae and Chan were 100%. Chandler Jones didn't do anything to us. And that was one guy that I really feared. I feared Chandler Jones in this game. Devontae Adams had a huge game last week. This week, got to give kudos to Byron Murphy. You got to give kudos to Byron Murphy. So MGO continues. He says, honestly, thought the game was over when Brown dropped it in OT. Amazing win, 100%. You're not alone, man. You're not alone. Appreciate you, MGO. We got my guy I Am Bear coming up clutch with a $2 super chat. He says, trade more for a cornerback or defensive line help. We got Dortch. Love it. Appreciate you. And here's the thing, right? When I say these things, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to bag on a specific player at all. I like Rondale Moore. I really do. Great young man out of the draft. My problem, it's not my problem, but what I really do feel in my heart of hearts, I feel like Greg Dortch is better in this system. He's more dependable. He doesn't get hurt. He can be that guy for us. Did you see his kick return or his punt return? This guy brought us like close to the 50-yard line. I love what Greg Dortch has done for this Arizona Cardinal roster. I love it. Now, are we going to trade Rondo Moore? I doubt it. But I love that people are now starting to see what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be a jerk to Rondo Moore. He doesn't know who I am. What I want is I want the best for this Arizona Cardinal roster because I want to keep stacking up those wins. That's what's most important to me. Whoever does it, I don't care who does it. I want to keep stacking up those wins, want to get to the playoffs, win a playoff game. That's the next step. That's the next step for this Arizona Cardinal team. So I don't care who does it. But that's the reason why I want Greg Dortch to constantly be on the field. Even when Rondo Moore comes up, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. Let's shift our focus over to culture, right? We talked about this last week. We talked about culture last week. And I think this was something that a lot of people were saying that the Arizona Cardinals didn't have culture. I was the one that said it as well. I was like, man, it's hard to believe that the Arizona Cardinal team organization has culture. We saw today an Arizona Cardinal team that believed in Kyler Murray. We saw an Arizona Cardinal team today, everybody on the defense, everybody on the offense that believed in their quarterback today. And this was the result. Just a thing of beauty. Absolutely beauty. Illadre says Marco Wilson is stepping up. Yeah, he's getting better and better. There's a couple things that I want to talk about Marco Wilson. I'm going to try to keep this stream as positive as I possibly can. Marco Wilson, to me, is still very... He's treading lightly to be that guy where I'm like, ugh, I don't want him on the field. But maybe next week we're going to get Trayvon Mullen. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we're going to be getting Trayvon Mullen next week. He might have he was possibly going to go this week, but he just couldn't. I don't think Marco did great, honestly, if I can be honest with you. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep the stream as positive as I possibly can. But yeah, I don't think Marco did that great. Byron Murphy, on the other hand, Byron Murphy came out and did fantastic. He did fantastic for this roster. Now, let's get some MVPs out, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys can participate in the comments below as well, I would love to know what your MVPs are. I'm going to give you 2 MVPs on 2 on offense and 2 on defense. 2 on offense, 2 on defense. I'm going to give you my MVPs of this game. Let's start off with the offensive side of the ball. If you guys haven't already, smack the like button on this video. I appreciate you. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's do it. Smack it up. All right, let's continue to talk about MVPs. My MVP on the offensive side of the ball is a no-brainer. Kyler freaking Murray. He's my number 1. And only one, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm sorry. I'm just joking. He's not my only one. But Kyler Murray is my MVP. My first MVP on the offense. He is all that. I was on Twitter and people were calling him overrated. I was on Twitter and people were bad-mouthing on Kyler Murray. Nah, what we saw in the first half had nothing to do with Kyler Murray. I'm going to keep this positive, so I'm not going to go negative. I'm going to keep this positive. I'm just going to leave this right here. What we saw in the first half had nothing to do with Kyler Murray. We saw Kyler Murray in the second half. That's what he's capable of doing. So my number 1, Kyler Murray. My number 2, this is a tough one. It's a tough one, but I'm going to have to go with Zach Ertz. The biggest reason why I'm going to say Zach Ertz, and I really do love what Zach Ertz did, I think that at one point Zach Ertz got pissed off. He's like, Kyler Murray, I was doing this. He was frustrated. And I think they got a kumbaya moment together, and it all worked out beautifully. Because the offense works beautifully when Zach Ertz is available. And when Zach Ertz just does those little quick little quick hook routes or whatever you want to call them that he's available right there, that's what this Arizona Cardinal team should do. Little of those dink and dunks, Kyler Murray uses his legs and then shoot the ball down the field to Marquise Hollywood Brown. So those are my two MVPs for the offense, Kyler Murray and Zach Ertz. Let me get to Anonymous. He says, Anonymous, DJ Humphrey stepped up, made Chan look like a rookie. I agree with that. He did. He did a fantastic job. I'm going to give you my defensive MVPs here pretty soon. Let me get to these contributions. I Am Bear says, can't wait for Jace Whitaker not to play anymore, left allowed, until the quarterbacks are Byron, Mullins, and Marco. Facts. I can't wait for Trayvon Mullen to see what he can do for this defense. I cannot wait to see what he can do for this defense. Facts. Okay, so my MVPs on offense, Ertz, Kyler. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball. And you guys can participate in the chat as well, ladies and gentlemen. For the defensive side of the ball, for the man that didn't play very much for the Arizona Cardinals, I got to give my number one over to Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons came up clutch with probably one of the best tackles we've seen in a very, very, very long time, knocking that ball out of Hunter Renfro's hand. Huge. And I do agree. I'm seeing some people in the comments saying Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins was definitely notable. I'll just say that right now. Zaven Collins was definitely notable. 5 tackles, 3 assists. Definitely notable. But I got to give it to Isaiah Simmons. And the biggest reason for that is because Isaiah Simmons has been struggling so much that he needed a win. I feel like when Isaiah Simmons struggles, he's put under a microscope, and this coaching staff literally shuns him to the bench. Isaiah Simmons was shunned to the bench. He didn't have a lot of playing time in this game at all. And right there, he proved what a dynamic play he made for this Arizona Cardinal team. And I hope this is going to give him more playing time, right? Sometimes when you don't look so hot, you get shunned, but it's all about opportunities. All about opportunities and taking advantage of those opportunities. And that's right there what Isaiah Simmons did. So my first defensive MVP, although he didn't play very much, Isaiah Simmons. My second one, Byron freaking Murphy. Byron Murphy had a huge game. A huge game. And I do think I could have easily said Thompson, right? Jalen Thompson had a fantastic game. So I was a little back and forth between. I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why I'm going to give it to Byron Murphy is because the scoop play. The scoop and touchdown. That's the reason why I'm going to give it to Byron. But Jalen Thompson was right there. Jalen Thompson was right there. So those are my 4 MVPs of this game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Jalen Thompson was right there. Let me get to this contribution. Joseph, what's up, Joseph? He says, good win today. I feel we've seen improvement with Coach Cliff compared to his first season. This is all we've been asking for. We've been asking for just adjustments. Please, Cliff Kingsbury, adjust at half. And we saw it. We saw it. Whether it was Kyler Murray and Zach Ertz got together and he said, I'm going to be right here for you. I'm going to be that safety blanket for you, Kyler Murray, because we saw not a completely different offense. We saw a different offense. We saw Zach Ertz being more available in those little quick hook routes. That might have been the adjustments, right? Get those because they're always going to be open for you. Get Zach Ertz there. He's the safety blanket for you. Whatever else you're going to do, Zach Ertz. You get the 4 or 5 yards from Zach Ertz, run the ball down their throats, and then when they least expect it, chuck the ball deep down to Marquise Hollywood Brown. That's what we should have been doing. And I'm glad. You're right, Joseph. This is definitely a good improvement on Cliff Kingsbury. 100%. Now, one game doesn't determine it, right? One game doesn't determine it. There's going to be a lot of games for this Arizona Cardinal team to really come out here and prove that they can continue to do so. I'm just so excited, y'all. I'm so excited. We got absolutely obliterated in week 1. And this game right here, I don't even remember week 1. We're 1-1. That's all I care about. We're 1-1. That's all I care about. Wins cure all. Victor says more deep throws. Yeah, I agree. Well, that's the thing. Those little quick hook routes, that run game is going to open up the big play action passes. Marquise Hollywood Brown could have probably ended this game. And that fourth down, Marquise Hollywood Brown had that, and overtime, he had the ball in his hand. It was there. We converted the first down, and they tackled him, and the ball came right out of his hand. It was a hard hit, so I don't blame him. But this comeback was probably one of the best I have seen in a very long time. Let me know. This is my question to you guys. Do you think that this overtime was better than the Hail Murray? What was better, this overtime win or Hail Murray? Let me know in the comments below, y'all. This playoff win, I'm sorry, not playoff win. I'm already jumping the gun. This win, this OT win, or Hail Murray? Let me know in the comments, y'all. How are you feeling? Let me get to this contribution while you guys fill that out. So my question to you guys is, what was a better? What was a better result? Hail Murray or this OT win? Let's get to Andrew. He said, thoughts on AZ Cardinals Kingdom Insta, had to plug into it. Thoughts on AZ Cardinals Kingdoms Insta, had to plug it in. Is that your Instagram, Andrew? Is that your Instagram? Because if so, let me know, Andrew. Because if so, I'll add you a follow here whenever I possibly can. Appreciate the super chat, though. Appreciate the super chat. This win was huge. Absolutely huge for this Arizona Cardinal team. Andrew, I see you there. So you said, what was it called? I have it right here. I'll take a screenshot of this. I got you. Maybe by tomorrow, I'll shoot you a follow right back. Let me take a screenshot of this, Andrew. I got you. All right, I'll follow you here pretty soon. Maybe by the end of tomorrow, I'll get you a follow. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for being here. Ian, what's up? He says, yo, Mike, let's go. Bro, this is the win, man. This is the win. Gustavo says this overtime win was better than Hail Murray. Alex says Hail Murray, no question. That put Kyler on the map. Oh, that's fair. We have a lot more people saying Hail Murray more than anything. Brandon saying this is much better. Brandon saying the tie. Love it. I love it. I appreciate everybody for chatting in here. Lindo says the tie equals. So I'm assuming he means this is better. Oh, my goodness. This right here, man. This game. This is why you watch football, y'all. This right here is why you watch football. This is why you watch football. I had a picture I wanted to show you guys. Give me a second. Let me show you this real quick. Give me about 30 seconds. 1 second. 30 seconds, y'all. Give me a second. I have something here I want to show you. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is probably one of the funniest things I've seen in my life here. This is absolutely ridiculous, but I need to show y'all. I need to show y'all for sure. This where is this at? This wrong one. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. This is gonna happen. I promise you. This Raiders fan base. You guys had to see this. You guys had to see this, right? Look at the amount of disrespect on this Las Vegas Raiders. The Arizona Cardinals were disrespected at 1 minute and 38 seconds left of the third quarter, 23-7, and these guys might look awfully dumb now. Wow. Kudos to them for popping those bottles, but honestly, at the end of the day, that did nothing for you. This Arizona Cardinal team came out and they showed what we can be. That's what they showed today. They absolutely showed what we can be for the rest of the season. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm disgusted. Just kidding. Just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Let's keep reading the chat here. What's up, Ian? He says, I was so mad at half. Where'd it go? I was so mad at half, but this game actually gives me hope for this year's team. Kept fighting. Pets beat the Rams. Yeah, man, we got the Rams coming up. It's not going to be easy. The Rams are coming up. It ain't going to be easy. But they also did struggle with the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe the Falcons are better than we all think. Maybe they're better than we think. This is fun. This is why we watch football, boys and girls. This is why we watch football right here. Now, if you take a look at the standings, the Arizona Cardinals are in line with everybody in the NFC West. Everybody is 1-1. Everybody's 1-1. The Seahawks, they were riding it. The Seahawks were riding that top of the NFC West train. They won their Super Bowl last week. But man, they're rebuilding. Let's just call it like it is. The Arizona Cardinals are now 1-1. Trey Lance, unfortunately, ended up getting hurt, but they got Jimmy G. The Rams and Matthew Stafford. This division is still open. This division is still open. Oof. I can't wait, y'all. I cannot wait. Not Morris says, pray for Trey. It's unfortunate. I heard Trey, I was looking at Ian Rappaport's report. He ended up saying that Trey Lance, something with his ankle, but I think he's out for the season. If not most of the season. If not most of it. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. All right, let's do this. I think when we do these shows, I think it's absolutely important to get you guys involved, in the post-game show. And that's what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be opening up the phone lines for the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, oh, here we go, BBH. He says phone lines. Yes, we're going to be opening up the phone lines right now. And what that means is I'm going to be posting a link on the chat of this video. If this is your first time here on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, and you're like, hey, this is a pretty cool show. Like, who's this cool kid with the hair? My name is Mike. I go by the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Go ahead and do me a quick favor. If you haven't already, subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here. Smack the like button on this video. But it's really easy. If you want to jump on here, I'm going to put a link on the chat. There you go. And the link has been placed right there. I'm going to be pinning the link on the chat here as well. And that just means you guys can jump on if you want. Click on the link, turn on the camera, and jump on. Now, with these streams, it opens up a lot of people trying to jump on. So be very, very cautious and be very mindful of time, because I want to get as much people as I possibly can. So if you're watching on Facebook, jump on over to YouTube. Find me, the guy with the hair. Jump on here, subscribe, do all the different stuff you need to do, come through, and then we can be able to rock and roll. So if you're on Facebook, come to YouTube if you want to jump on. If not, no worries. Let's go ahead and bask in the glory of all these great Cardinal fans just celebrating this huge win for this Arizona Cardinal team. So let's start off with BBH. BBH ALV, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. What's up, dude? Talk to me. How are you feeling about this game?
Man, I want to first off say, like, man, I'm not gonna lie. After the second quarter, I completely shut off my TV and started playing video games. I just stopped. I was like, man, it's gonna be another Chiefs game. I'm getting off. And I see my phone blowing up. I was like, what's going on? I look and I see we're coming back, and I was like, okay, I'm turning it back on. And then I'm just like screaming out of my mind. Zaven Collins stepped up big time. Isaiah Simmons, he lost snaps because of how bad he played last week, and then he definitely earned it back. I think he should be back in that lineup and getting his lineups back.
I agree, man. I agree. And here's the thing, man. You don't have to feel bad, man. I know a lot of people that did the exact same thing. By the time this half was, dude, I was watching the game. I was standing up watching the game like this. My wife was just going back and forth. I was pissed, but I was just watching. So I don't blame you, man. It was terrible.
It was hard to watch, but like this gave me a lot of 2020 vibes when we struggled in the first half and we were playing catch up in the second half. Like, man, like we gotta clean it up. And finally, Cliff Kingsbury said what he said he was gonna do and fix everything and do adjustments. wherever he did in a half, great. Continue doing that and keep adjusting. Don't stop. Keep doing that, and best believe he'll get all the Cardinals fans back on his back. But Kyler Murray, he really seemed like he was fired up after the second half, and he took the team on his back. Like I really believe that he's our franchise quarterback. I always had faith in him, and he's been throwing a lot of throws down the middle. He's staying down the middle now. He's throwing it down the center, side, throwing it far, and everyone who's saying on the 4th and 1 on the overtime when he threw it deep for Brown, he was wide open. That was the right throw. He's gonna hold on to it. So that was the right throw. Obviously, we're not happy when he throws it far because they're covered. But this one was one of those throws that he should have made. He just could have come down with it. So we can just relax on that. It was just a mistimed throw. But man, so Isaiah Simmons, I'm glad he stepped up and made that big play. And I'm not gonna lie, when Byron Murphy just threw the ball, I thought you pull a fucking Deshaun Jackson. I was like, bro, he didn't pass it. I was like, bro, please don't tell me.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw it. I was running around, but I did have a moment of panic as well when they were looking into it. But man, I'll appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of the day, dude. I'm gonna let other people on. Let him in. All right, let's get Chris Simmons here. Chris, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Pretty good. I wasn't feeling good earlier today, though. I get up to go to the yard, and while I'm playing on my phone to try and wake up, I've basically kind of flashing the light in my eyes. I see 20-0 pinned on my screen. And I'm like, this is just gonna be another Chiefs game, isn't it? Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for a reverse choke in the second half, or just get rid of Kingsbury at the end, because this is gonna be the year he doesn't lead us to a better season. And that's the one thing until recently when he started changing his playbook and stuff, that he or adjusted or something, that he actually did, that had something other than every season being better backing him up. Other than that, everyone was pretty much on board with firing him. Everyone that didn't want him fired was saying that. Give me 1 second. Yep. Actually, you know what? I'll just finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? We got a few other people jump on if you're good.
Yeah, just bring me on later, actually.
All right, appreciate it.
Going off.
All right, man, let's get to my next person here. We got Mikey Smith over here waiting patiently. Mikey, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. How are you feeling about this game?
Bro, at the first half, oh my God, bro. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
I literally posted on my Instagram, the season's over, we're done. I thought they was going to lose.
Yeah.
I really thought they was going to lose. But they came back strong in the second half. Kyler Murray went God mode all of a sudden.
It's a bad stuff.
Hollywood Brown had a pretty decent game. Devontae Adams only had 12 yards in this whole game.
Yeah.
Now that's crazy. Byron Murphy played his head off. Isaiah Simmons, came up with that big win, got that ball out. It was crazy.
100% agree, man. Appreciate you for jumping on, Mikey. Thank you so much, man. Later, dude. Yeah, I mean, what I'm hearing is a lot of people were kind of losing faith, right? And that's the thing too. I did too. So don't ever feel like, oh my God, you're not. It's just the feeling of what we had in week 1 was almost deja vu, right? Now I know there's some fans been like, I never gave up. I've always, okay, well, cool. Good for you. That's awesome. Good for you. But to me, dude, this was deja vu. This was PTSD. I was like, oh my goodness, again. So I might have jumped the gun a little bit, right? Yes, very well. Let's move over to Luis. Luis M, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. What's up, dude? How are you feeling about this win?
Thank you, Mike, for letting me speak myself from El Paso, Texas.
Nice.
Man, I'm like you. I was really pissed off on the first half. Then we had to leave to a restaurant with my family. We had dinner, and we watched the end of it after the Cowboys game. So we watched the overtime drive. Everybody's staring at us, jumping out of the seats, bro. Just happy for the win.
100%.
Thank you from El Paso, Texas.
Of course. Thanks, Luis. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's great. And I'm so glad. And that's one of the big things why I love this YouTube channel, right? We got people here in Texas rooting for the Arizona Cardinals. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I don't blame anybody, honestly. If you come out here, I honestly think that takes guts to say that you gave up, because I'm right there with you as well. Let's get over here. Let's get Cedric up here. Cedric, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube, man. What's up? Talk to me. How you feeling?
What going on, man?
up, dude?
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I gave up. I already made the statement to my firefighter team or whatever when I'm on shift. I told them I ain't watching football for the rest of the year. But at the end of the day, hey, Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons proved me wrong. Because I was like, it's no way. As long as they keep the green dot from out of Isaiah Simmons' helmet and he doesn't have to call plays, I feel as though we will be successful. Give it to what's his name? Thomas or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to the safety. Don't give it to the Isaiah Thompson because he got too much shit to think about. If he was to be the one to call the plays, he got too much shit to think about.
Yeah.
Let it go ahead and be the safeties that call the plays, and then we go from there. You already got him learning 3, 4, 5 positions.
Yeah.
If you give him that, on top of that, he gotta project to everybody else what he's planning on calling or whatever the case may be. It's gonna be a problem for him. He does not need to be the player to call the plays. And I think they did change it up. I think they did.
Yeah.
And if they did change it up, that's why he was so much more successful, because he didn't have to think about telling everybody else what the play call was. I don't think when it comes down to the green dot, if you're going to get the green dot to anybody, give it to the safeties. Don't give it to Zaven Collins, and don't give it to Isaiah Simmons, because they need to worry about playing. They don't need to worry about calling the play call.
All right, that's fair, brother. I'm gonna let you go, man. I got a few other people coming through. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. Yeah, so I agree with Isaiah Simmons, right? I think this game we had Zaven had the green dot this game, but Isaiah Simmons was last game, and man, when you have Travis Kelce that you have to block, right? That's a lot to think about. So Isaiah Simmons didn't have a lot of support because he needed to, also block Travis Kelce. He was the star linebacker, but he ended up, not looking so great, but it was a tall task to ask for, right? They ended up benching him, or at least benching into the fact of being like, hey, he wasn't on the field as much as I would have loved to see him. But that's the thing. In order for them to get better, they need to be on the field. They need to make the mistakes. Football is so instinctual. I guess is that a word? Instinctual. It's so based off of instincts, and it's a split second. And if you don't get those live reps, you can't get them in practice. You can't get those in practice. And it's funny because people are like, oh, how do you know? Because players have been saying that time in and time again. You can't get the same practice or the same reps in live practice. Like, you just can't. It doesn't make sense. Live games compared to practice ain't the same. So he might make the mistakes, but in this game, Zaven Collins actually had the green dot this time around, and I thought he did pretty decent, except for that first half. That was very shaky, and that was very frustrating to kind of see that. Let's get over to Flash Gamer. Oh, Flash Gamer, I haven't seen you in a very long time, Flash Gamer. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Flash Gamer, how you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing. To be honest, though, I was had other things going on, so I didn't watch the full game. But I was watching the last bit of the game where we got the overtime play. It's just we can just tell that the wide receivers and tight ends were playing their heart out. But of course, every human will make that same mistake. And then another thing is I was thinking it was going to be this is a tough season. We had started off with the Chiefs. Then we got the Raiders. And if I'm not mistaken, we have the Rams right after this. So it's just what are we supposed to do with the first 3 weeks? Because I'm right now at a location where a Cowboys fan was complaining about how their first 2 weeks were, how hard they were. I'm sitting here going what about us? We had a strong first 2 weeks. Yeah. And then he started pulling up facts about how the Raiders haven't been good since so-and-so. I just go, but they're good now. They have Devontae Adams. Derek Carr is starting to pick up pace.
Yeah.
So it's just their offensive line's getting better. So it's the Raiders are not a team to reckon with. We're thinking about the past teams. What about the now teams? Because Cardinals in the past, they weren't that strong either. Right. So it's same with the Cowboys. They weren't that strong in the past beforehand, or not even that strong now. It's they lost Derek Prescott again. So it's so it's injuries will riddle a team very badly, as well as schedules will like and the morale and stuff like that. So it's like I'm happy we got this win. It was a very close moment to make a comeback like that and especially shout out to the defense for how mental they were being able to pull that comeback and get the ending winning drive at the end.
100%.
It was
man.
exciting when that happened.
100% agree. All right, Flash Gamer, appreciate you, man. As always, man. Have a great rest of the day, dude. Okay, yeah, great. I mean, great call for sure, right? I think we definitely got to give kudos over to the defense. I mean, I was bagging this defense for this first half, and what we ended up seeing today, it wasn't good. Whatever they did, the whole team adjusted. Like the whole team adjusted. They did a very good job. Cliff Kingsbury, I don't see this very often, but congratulations, great job, honestly. Like great job to Cliff Kingsbury and whatever the heck he did. Whether it wasn't Cliff, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was. I don't know, but whatever they did, it worked. It got this team up and going and got this team to a level of being maybe one of the top games of the entire week, right? When you think about the most exciting games, you think of this game. You think of the Miami and Baltimore game. You think of the Jets beating the Browns. Like those are the games that you see. And now people are really starting to realize that Kyler Murray is a force to be reckoned with. We actually unleashed Kyler Murray today, and he just made everybody look silly, y'all. He made everybody look silly. So honestly, this was a very, very good win for Kyler Murray to be put back on that national spotlight. This is the game of the year, y'all. This is the game of the year for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, can it get better? 100%. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to be more and more wins, stack up more wins, and let Kyler Murray get better. We'll just have to kind of wait to see how it all shakes out. Let's get to Trash Boat here real quick. Trash Boat with the super chat. He says, how did we get 2 false starts when the game was on the line? Cliff's got to get his crap together. Well, not only that, but there was an offensive play that we had 12 players on the field. It's funny because nobody really talked about it very much. How do we not count the amount of people that are on the offense and not think that there's 12 players on the darn field? Like, I feel like very rarely do I see that on offense. I see that a lot more on defense more than anything, but dude, that was frustrating. We got some penalties coming back our way, right? And it sucked. And I think if we lost this game, we would have talked about penalties. We would have talked about the late adjustments of this team. We just got to get better. Like it sucks. And I don't want to be known as a second half team. I don't, because if we run into a team like the Rams, if we run into a team like other people that we have on this, on our schedule that we have, some of them are going to put a chokehold on us and they're not going to allow us to come back. Now, I don't think the Raiders are soft. The Raiders are a great team. They got great pieces. It's just now they're fighting themselves at 0-2 and we're the ones at 1-1, thankfully, because I can't imagine us being 0-2 in this tough division. They're in a pretty tough division themselves on the AFC West. We're in the NFC West, so it just kind of keeps getting tougher and tougher in the West. Let's get to one. We're kind of running short on time, and maybe unless we can get these calls pretty short. Let me just make sure I don't miss anything here. Okay, cool. Okay, let's get Chris on here one more time. Chris, what's up, dude, man? What's going on, man? Finish your call.
It's all right. We had pizza to take care of, so that's
good.
why I had to run off. But yeah, in the beginning of the day, I see the 20-0 on my screen, and then before I get up, I see 20-7, then 23-7. And I'm like, this is over. And it's the third quarter. And then while I'm out working on the yard, I happen to pull out my phone. I don't remember why. It was for a reason, but I do that. I look at the score, and it's 23-15 with 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, oh my God, is there a chance? And then I look again later, and it's 29-23. And it's Arizona that wins. So I'm like,
it's crazy.
Wow, that's cool. It probably would have been more amazing if I could have at least watched the game, even if I just checked in on my phone every once in a while I was working on the yard.
Yeah, 100% agree. Absolutely crazy win. I appreciate you, Chris, man. Have a great rest of your day, brother. Later, man.
Yep.
All right, I got a super chat here. Let me get to this contribution here real quick, right? Give me a second. Let me get to this contribution. AZ Cardinal fan. He says, I think that Arizona needs to fire Cliff and burn the roster down around Murray and rebuild you. Well, are you saying like, well, I'm not a fan of Cliff. Like everybody knows I'm not a fan of Cliff. It's not a big secret that, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl. I think he's decent. Right. I think he's decent in the regular season, especially because what he's done for our team. But I mean, the schedule continues, right? The schedule continues to be tough for the Arizona Cardinals. After this week is the Rams, right? Or this week is the Rams, the next one. And then we got the Panthers, then we got the Eagles, and then we got the Seahawks. Like those are tough teams to come, to to be. So we'll have to kind of wait to see how it all shakes out. Let's see how the rest of the season comes through. I'm down with hashtag fire Keim. I don't want Keim here, regardless if we win or not. I'm sick of him. I'm done with him. But in terms of Cliff, if he can give us another double-digit win, we got to ride with him. I mean, we just do. It's just the way that it is. I wouldn't burn the roster down completely. We got a lot of good pieces on this team. He says keep the young pieces, and Murray, and burn the rest down to the offseason. We'll see. Let's see how this all shakes out, right? I mean, if we only win one game, and then I'm right there with you. If we continue to win more games, then we have to kind of write it out to see how it goes. So it just depends. Just depends on the season and how it all shakes out. Let's get to these comments here. Let's see here. Somebody say hashtag fire hard. People want to already, okay, well, yeah, we won. I mean, we won. I mean, we got to bask in the glory of winning, right? I mean, I think that's the most important part here right now, that the Arizona Cardinals ended up winning. I think there's a lot of frustrated fans. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of frustrated fans, especially in this halftime. Like, I was one of them as well, right? I ended up posting a crap ton here on Twitter. And like I said, Twitter's a scary, scary place that you could find yourself here as well. So, yeah, I ended up getting some crazy tweets out there as well. I wasn't happy, but I mean, it is what it is at this very moment. We're 1-1, so we'll take it. We got Miss Nap Tumbutt says Cliff is trying. Okay, well, let's see how this all shakes out. Let's keep reading into the comments here. I think so. We're kind of to the point where we're getting to the hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. And this is kind of where I was talking about, like, it's so hard to get people on because we needed to make sure it gets abbreviated. So we're going to shut down the phones right now. But we will be continuing to do more live streams. So make sure that you have your post notification bell on, just so you know when we go live or when we like drop next videos and stuff like that. So we're going to shut the phones down just because we're getting close to the hour mark. And we're not going to be able to take any more phone calls at this very moment. I got a very hard out at 1 hour. So, which is coming up here pretty soon. So let's take to the comments here. Let's get to my guy, Jay Garcia. He says, Darrell Williams, 7.4 yards average. Honestly, you got to give credit, right? You got to give credit for sure to Jay Garcia. To Darrell Williams. I apologize. Yeah, he did a very good job. I wanted to see a little bit more Eno Benjamin, but I'm not going to put my pride in this. I think Darrell Williams had a huge game, especially, coming up for James Conner being hurt. Jose says insanity. Good win. Cardinals, let's effing go. I agree. Luis says, thanks, Mike, for taking my call. 100%. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Victor says you got to give him credit. 100%. Drew says Vance gets out. Well, that's the thing. Maybe Vance Joseph might be the next to go, right? I mean, we'll have to kind of wait and see how it goes, how it all shakes out. We got my guy Bass up there. Says, you see Adrian Wilson? Yes, I did see Adrian Wilson. Dude, he was running, y'all. He was running after Byron Murphy. He was super excited, and a lot of fans were as well. So before we leave, I want to show you guys this last thing one more time. Let's go ahead and put some laughing emojis here for it. Let's put some RIPs in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. RIPs for these Raider fans that were already popping bottles, hopefully spending a lot of money on this Raider loss. RIPs in the comments below. With 1 minute and 38 seconds, they thought that they still had a chance, ladies and gentlemen. They still thought they had a chance. Look at these people. Hopefully they spent a crap ton of money because, yeah, it didn't come out working out in their favor, ladies and gentlemen. RIP to those Raider fans. The Arizona Cardinals come up with the win. I think it's an absolutely huge win for the Arizona Cardinals. We are now 1-1 in this regular season. Next week we got the Rams. Another tough task to ask. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens here. Another super chat. It says, can't spell Las Vegas without an L. True. Facts. Love it, AZ Carva. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. We got a channel member as well, a new one saying, just some guy. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you haven't become a channel member, definitely do so. It starts off at $3.99, and you can get a chance to win regular game day tickets as well. So if you want to become a channel member, definitely do so right now. Appreciate you, just some guy. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. We will be closing up the live stream right here. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bask in the glory and enjoy yourself Victory Monday tomorrow, because it's a huge win for the Arizona Cardinals, and you all enjoy it. Go to sleep very well because we won. And now we're 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your day, as always. Have a great rest of your day. Good night. And as always, go Cards.